Finance Committee on Monday, November 24th at 6:30 PM. And since I haven't heard from Counselor Jordan, I don't know if he's going to be attending in person or online, so I'm going to motion to take a roll call vote that for the purposes of this meeting would be applicable to all motions to remove an item from the table, place items on the table, package items, or suspend the rules unless there is an objection.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I have Lisa Ball here, and I have Jim from the police department, and I don't see Polo. Yes, I do. Perfect timing.
So then a motion to take up items 9 and 10?
Is there a
Out of
second?
order? Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Lisa is online, and we have Jim and Polo here. So, Lisa, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, I'll take you through the agreement. So the first thing we agree to is to remove all of the police dispatchers and civilian police personnel. They now are part of their own union, so a separate collective bargaining agreement. Secondly, all pronouns to be gender neutral. Number 3, union recognition. The library positions have all joined NAGE. It has been agreed since they got a 2% raise on July 1st, 2025, that they would not get any COLA until July 1st of 2026. Also a probationary period. This goes along with, I think, the last one that we did, number 12, in terms of discipline. This is just a probationary period, and it makes it actually easier on both sides in dealing with discipline in terms of warnings and suspensions and giving us discretion on when those are appropriate. Number 7, giving a 15-minute paid break. Number 5, that was. Number 6, longevity. We're just adding one line to longevity with $400 if you're between 5 years and 10 years. Vacations, there's been an adjustment to vacation. It's not 5 days extra in each level. What they were at before, if you have the redlined agreement there, is 12. So now they're going to get 15 at that line, less than 5 years, and then 20 instead of 17, and so on. And this is also what the library personnel currently have under Schedule A, and now they'll be coming into NAGE. Also, in exchange for that, there will no longer be buyback of any vacation, and there will be language that vacation is paid back per diem based on when an employee decides to leave. They're not paid out all their vacation at the beginning of the year. It's paid out based on when they leave. Sick leave, also just an adjustment to the sick leave so that it's being earned at 1.25 days per month and not all at once when somebody is first hired. Bereavement, we've added 5 instead of 4, and that is for the death of a grandparent, a sister, brother, mother-in-law, father-in-law, not to exceed 5 days with straight time pay. Duration is 3 years, and then the 3-year COLAs are 2, 2.5, and 2.5. And we're just changing the grade of the administrative assistant in conservation to grade S 38.5, effective July 1st. So there's not a whole lot to it. It's just some language changes. Obviously, we have the library personnel that have joined the union, some change to vacation pay, and some good language changes for both sides. Number 12 that I mentioned earlier is to delete an appendix that just had a lot of detail about how to go about disciplining, and this just makes it easier for both sides to deal with discipline when it comes up.
Thank you, Lisa. This is, I should have said this in the beginning, this is a settlement agreement by and between the City of Holyoke and NAGE, which is National Association of Government Employees, R1-180 Clerical Union. Does anybody on the committee have any questions? Coco?
Just a clarification, you mentioned that the police department is no longer part of this?
There were, there was the CBA that preceded this had the dispatchers and records clerks. I'm trying to remember if there was anyone else at the police department, definitely records, the bookkeeper, and then the dispatchers. And they've been separated out. It was really, a lot of the language didn't apply to them. It was hard to have them both in the same bargaining unit. So they've been separated out. They have their own separate agreement.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Motion to approve the transfer?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
Motion that item 9 has been received?
second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you
Thank
everybody
you.
for being down here. And
guys.
I see Chief Katalevich, so perhaps we can take up the firefighter item 2.
Motion to take up item 2?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And item 2 is ordered by Divine, ordered that there be and hereby appropriated by transfer in the fiscal year 2026, $300,000 as follows. From firefighters, $300,000 to overtime, and move we take it off the table for discussion.
So moved.
All those in favor? Aye. Chief, go ahead and let us know about this if you could.
Okay, so we need to move some money over to cover overtime. What we've been doing, we had a little bit of issues getting people through the door when we hired back in May. Out of the 7 we hired, we were able to get 3 through the physical and everything else they needed to start. We've just actually hired, we were down about 14. We just hired another 8 this past Wednesday night. We're hoping that they'll be able to start in January, as long as the physicals and everything go the way we would like them to go. So this is pretty much we're just under 100,000 left in our overtime for this year. This should boost us up and get us through the end of the year, as long as we don't have any issues, unforeseen issues. And like I said, this is it should really slow down once we start these 8 in January. It's just been difficult running 14 short.
Okay. Questions, anybody?
Yep.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, Chief, when you say take you through the end of the year, you mean calendar year or fiscal year?
Fiscal year, sir.
Okay, so right now it's only November, but we're putting through enough overtime to go through till June 30th?
Yes, sir. We're coming into the holidays. I don't want to come short on the holidays. And again, we had the money there. I figured it'd be a clean housekeeping to go through and just move what I felt we needed to get through the rest of the year.
I see.
All set? Okay, any other questions or, okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Chief, and have a nice Thanksgiving.
Thank you. I appreciate you and all your support. You have a nice Thanksgiving also.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I was going to take a 4 and 5, but I don't know who's here for 3. Go ahead. Yeah, 4 and 5.
Motion to take up items 4 and 5 out of order?
Is there a second? Okay, you want to come in and? Okay, item number 4, ordered by Divine that the accordance in Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the city hereby accepts the provisions of the Mass Trails Program Grant, Connecticut River Pathway, $239,000 with a $61,000 cash match. The grant authorizes the establishment of a fund. Will we take that one off the table and let Sergeant discuss that one? My question certainly is about the $61,000 match.
I'm sorry, I don't think that one is.
I think those are mine.
That's,
Those are mine.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We got to get names
I don't-
on here.
Hold.
Okay,
I don't know if
so,
Mira's here too, so this is, it's Aaron, so this is an OPED and an engineering DPW grant.
okay, I'll ask you the question then, Aaron.
Yep,
The 61,000 cash match grant?
yep. Well, I think you took up item 5 as well with this?
Yes, we did. But let
That's
me
there,
read.
yep,
Oh, is that where that comes from?
yep,
Okay, so this one is item 5, order that there be and hereby appropriated by transfer in fiscal year 2026, $61,000 as follows from Smart Growth Zoning Grant, 61,000, to Mass Trails Grant, 61,000. So that's where that
Yep.
comes from. Okay,
yep,
questions?
yep.
Oh.
So you want me to give you the overview?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is continued work that we've got support from the Mass Trails Grant, which is a Mass Dot program. This is focusing on the area of Main Street from Route 5 to Springdale Park. And we've been working on this for a couple of years. We've been working with the engineering firm, Niche Engineering, on this one. And so this grant gets us to about 20% design. The nice thing is that, and again, I don't know if Matt is there or Mira's there, but there's also engineering is leading another grant initiative with MassDOT for Main Street from the 391 entrance exit all the way to Lyman Street. So the hope obviously is to combine these efforts into one massive Main Street project over the next some odd years. So this is the planning process. Again, this is the second or third grant that we've got from Mass Trails for this. The match is from the Smart Growth Fund, and that was funds that was received by the city when Lyman Terrace redid their housing project there. It's a zoning overlay district, and whenever housing development happens in that overlay district, if they use those regulations, that's through the planning board and the planning staff, if they use those guidelines through that zone, there's a benefit to the city. No one's used it since the Lyman Terrace project, unfortunately. We do, Jeff Burkott and I, we do often, present that to developers, but there's some open space requirements, so usually when rehabbing apartment buildings, you can't really meet it. So we really feel that this is the time to utilize those funds because there's a little bit of money in there, and this is a really important project. Those funds, obviously, like I said, only get replenished if more projects happen in that district, but given the obvious strain on budgets right now, I don't think we're gonna get much federal support and, the state budget, so utilizing what we have to keep these plans moving forward, I think is really important. So, again, the Mass Trails Grant's been a great program. We have a great team from Niche Engineering, and this will be handed off to, Matt and Mira. It actually was started with Bob Parent when Bob Parent was here. So the hope back then was actually, how West Springfield Route 5 is being redone. They'd hoped to capitalize and do some on Main Street then, but of course, as we all know, we got to go through the planning process first. So that's where the money and the time comes in.
Okay, questions, anybody? Counselor Givner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I guess my question is only, so if this is starting at Route 5, you said, and going to Springdale Park on Main Street, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Is it connecting to something from somewhere? Or is it just a section of?
It's a complete street, I'm sorry, it's a complete streets project. Sorry, it's a complete streets project. So this would be to, this is public safety enhancement, so sorry about that. I guess I sort of forgot that part if you weren't familiar with the program. So yes, this is a complete streets program, so bike lanes, infrastructure improvements, lighting improvements, sidewalk improvements, all that kind of stuff. Raised crosswalks to deal with the traffic, the speeding. We've done the surveys in phase 1. Phase 1, we did the community surveys. We walked the district a few times. Phase 2, we started to get. I think we're at 15% design. I forget the exact benchmarks. That's the engineering world. But I think we're at 15% design, 10 or 15% design. The idea is to get this to like a 20 to 25% design, and then often what municipalities do is then present that then to MassDOT for fully funding for a project and get it on the tip and that whole process. So we're in the very early stages of this, which is often frustrating, because I think it was 3 years ago, it was my second year, so it was 3 years ago that I think that we went out and did the, resident surveys and public meetings, and of course, the project's 10 years away. So this is a complete streets project grant that would, include bike infrastructure, lighting infrastructure, and better public safety.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Yep. absolutely.
Anybody else?
Thanks.
Councilor Ocasio?
Does this include the traffic light in Springdale Park, the one that the drunk driver,
Vernon
Not-
Street, I
yeah.
think.
Took out?
yeah, that
Yeah,
one?
it goes right to that, it goes right to that area, exactly. Hopefully, we can do some improvements, before these plans are done. This is like the high-end Maple Street, this is like a complete redo. But yeah, it goes right through to Springdale Park, so again, almost at 391. So you think about the other project, hopefully we can connect them. But yep, absolutely, we talk about crosswalks, public safety, all that good stuff.
Okay, so, have you guys been talking about that traffic light I'm talking about? The one that the drunk driver knocked down? The traffic light
That would
on
be,
Main
that would
and
probably be
Vernon.
Matt, that would probably be Matt Sokop with the city engineer DPW department.
Okay, so this grant doesn't cover a new light that you're aware of?
No, this is the planning, this is the planning part, this is the,
Okay.
this is the planning part where, it's, the engineers are working, designing, the public surveys, all that stuff, so yeah, unfortunately, this is, DPW engineering department would be able to address, any immediate issues, but yeah, this is the long-term stuff.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, any other
Yeah,
questions?
yeah.
Questions?
Motion to approve?
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counselor Sullivan?
yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yep.
And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
Okay, and then we're going to take up item number 1, which,
We only.
I'll just say thank you, and,
Wait a
I
minute.
see Mike Gallagher's here, so he might be the person to actually connect with too on those broken lights, so, Mike, good
Thank
to
you,
see
yeah.
you, so, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, good to see
same
everybody.
to you, same to you.
Thank you.
Do you want to ask
you.
Mike that question? He's on, he's on,
He's on.
I can see him here.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Hello, hi again. I'm concerned about the traffic light on Main and Vernon. Is there any
Yeah.
project going on that's gonna take care of that light there? Because that's important, because they're fixing everything else, but that light is very important for everybody.
Yeah, as of right now, there's no plan place that I know of to replace that light. We're working on some other improvements for that intersection, but all the engineering studies went back saying that a traffic light was not warranted there. But we can do some more follow-up to find out what the status is, but as of right now, there was no light on the horizon, and we did put up some no parking signs and plan some other measures for the intersection going forward.
I find that kind of, I'm curious because that light been there for years and all of a sudden the drunk driver knocks it out, right? It's not working and now they just, poof, it's gone. I mean, it was there before for a reason. And I think that they should put it right back, find a way to, find the fundings to put that light back because it's for safety, especially when the parks for the summer, people trying to get back, across the street. It's hard for them to get across the street. There've been a lot of accidents there. I know you guys are all aware of it. And I see all these measures improvement, but that's like swept under the rug for some reason. I don't know. I've been fighting this since I've been sitting council for 2 years, and I'm not the only one. So, I mean, rather anybody's listening or not listening or concerned or not concerned, that's on them. But I'm concerned about the residents here in Holyoke going through there and crossing the street. Because they're making big improvement on everything else in that area. Why don't they find the fundings to put that light back? The residents been asking for it, and I'm a big advocate on it, and I've been fighting for this since day one. And it's like they just keep brushing it along, saying different stories every time I ask a question on it. So, I mean, it is a big concern, and it is safety.
Yeah, I understand your concern. I'll do a little more follow-up on it to find out all the details of why they decided to discontinue it. These decisions were made before I came into the current position I'm in.
I mean, the taxpayers are paying, mad taxes here in Holyoke, and they really want that light up. And it seems like their voices are not being heard through me, and I don't know how many times I advocate for this. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Council
You're welcome.
had mentioned to me that, go ahead, why don't you mention the items, we need to make sure we take votes on the transfer.
I believe we,
Turn your mic
on the transfer.
Mike's.
I believe what we voted on was the transfer. We also have to vote to accept the grant.
Okay, so there a motion on item number 4.
So motion to accept the item number 4 grant?
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'd like to hear a motion to take up items 6, 7, and 8.
Motion to take up items 6, 7, and 8?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. All right, item number 6 is ordered that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of FFY 26 Municipal Road Safety Program, no match. And the item number 7 is ordered that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council accepts the provisions of SFY 26 Edward J. Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Program for $18,344. And item 8 is ordered that in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 44, Section 53A, the City Council hereby accepts the provisions of FY 26 State 911 Department Emergency Medical Dispatch Grant Program of $24,500, no match. So we're all set with that. We take those up. All those in favor? Aye, we did that. Joe, you want to say something on item 6?
Yes, thank you. And I think this segues perfectly into your last conversation. So this grant is the Municipal Road Safety Grant for $45,000. We've historically have received this grant for many years now. And without having a dedicated traffic unit, which I know the City Council is aware of, this grant supplements that tremendously, especially under the leadership of Chief Keenan and Sergeant Bartolome has been really active in the traffic area, and he monitors these. Every officer who performs this detail has to fill out a detailed log of all the stops that they made, traffic citations that were issued, warnings that were issued. But with this, a portion of this grant is going to be solely dedicated to crosswalk violations. So there'll be 2 officers working, one in a cruiser parked a couple blocks away, one officer that will attempt to walk across the street in a crosswalk where the vehicles are supposed to stop. And if they fail to stop, then he'll radio to the car up ahead, letting them know which cars didn't stop, and they'll be able to do that. But that is one thing where we do have many people that, unfortunately, we do have a lot of pedestrian accidents in the city. And that's one thing we're going to focus on this year with this grant is pedestrian safety, and also just your normal speeding violations, stop sign violations, all traffic laws. And Sergeant Bartolome has done a great job of receiving input from the city and the community and keeping a log of the most requested intersections. But I did want to highlight that especially going to parks and those areas where there are crosswalks, we will be focusing on that this year with this grant.
Thank you.
That's great. And we do get the report from Sergeant on that, all the tickets that were given out and things like that, so that's a good thing.
Yes, he's been great with that.
Yeah. Any questions?
Motion to accept the Municipal Road Safety Grant?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
Her hand is up.
Oh, Leslie, you have your hand up?
I do, yes, thank you, Councilwoman. I'm here for item number 3
I know we've
for the
had to,
transfer.
we've had to take up a few things, so we're going to get to you as soon as this is done, okay? Promise.
I wasn't sure you were aware that I was here, so.
Yeah, I can,
Okay.
I have a laptop in front of me that shows everybody who's here and shows your hand was raised, so I appreciate that. And we're going to get to it right after these, okay? Item number 7, we'll take that up. All those in favor? Aye. Go ahead.
So this one is a no match grant that we received for $18,344. This one, we're going to be able to purchase 5 more laptop computers for officers that do need access remotely, especially on scene when they're going to different calls. And then another big thing that Chief Keenan has been pushing is training within the department and less than lethal training. We're going to be able to purchase less than lethal training simulator. They're considered like dummy training rounds and dummy like target systems that we can shoot at with less than lethal, not firearms, but less than lethal systems. So officers will be able to start training on less than lethal targets. With that, also we'll be able to purchase transportation cases to bring. We do, our training range now is in Springfield, so being able to secure any firearms or less than lethal items in a secure case, transporting back and forth, they are pretty expensive, so that will be covered under this. And protective shields for vehicles. So if there is a call where you need a protective shield, they'll be inside of the car, in every car on our road.
What's a protective shield? Just
A ballistic shield. So if you were going into an active shooter situation or anything along those lines, the officers would have the shields within the cars right there. They don't have to wait for one to be brought to the scene or anything else.
Right.
They can go in right away without having to wait.
Okay, thank you. Questions?
Motion to accept the fiscal year Edward J. Brown Memorial Justice Grant?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Devine, yes. Givner?
Yes.
Ocasio?
Yes.
Okay. One more, Leslie, and then we'll be all set. And I see that Council Revere is here. And Israel, you have your hand up. Is it for these items?
Yeah, it was particularly around protective shield. Like if they're having training with regards to using the protective shield, is there like a policy around like how they do that? Just because since you mentioned it, let's say somebody rolls up and it's just themselves or one of themselves and another officer. Are they taking out the shield and just rolling up to the scene, or are they waiting for everyone? You get what I'm saying? Like just because you got the shield now, it don't necessarily. I don't know. It brought more questions, but just wanted to point that out.
Versus DTI.
So I can answer this. Yes, they do practice with the shields every year during in-service training, but regardless if we have a shield or not, the standard policy almost throughout the nation now is if there's an active shooter, you're going. You don't need to wait for a large contingency. We saw this in Texas during like the school shooting there where they waited so long. And I do get we don't want to, this isn't going to make anyone a cowboy or anything like that. It's just going to run into straight danger. But it's just going to give that officer an added layer of protection. But being able to meet the threat as soon as possible is the best scenario that we've learned throughout all the negative interactions we've seen across the country.
All right, that's news to me that they run towards the danger. I've never seen that, but that's great to hear. I appreciate that. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Any questions? Comments? Okay. Do I hear a motion to accept?
Motion to accept
Um,
item.
And Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion to accept, Devine, yes. Givner?
Yes.
And Ocasio?
Yes.
And one more, and then Leslie will get right to you. Item number 8 is the FY 2026 State 911 Department Emergency Medical Dispatch Grant Program.
Yeah, so this one is anytime somebody calls 911 and needs medical advice, our dispatchers transfer that to Cataldo Ambulance, and the ambulance dispatchers walk them through any kind of medical aid that they can give them over the phone. So CPR, anything along those lines, they can prescribe those instructions over the phone. Our dispatchers aren't qualified to do that. There's multiple qualifications that they would have to hold, which is quite costly. I did speak with the fire department before applying for this grant. The firefighter department, their dispatchers, some of them are qualified, but they don't have enough manpower to meet the state's minimum staffing. So we do contract out to Cataldo for this service, and this grant will cover the entire cost of FY26.
Questions?
No.
Comments? Go ahead.
Motion to accept the 9/11 Department Emergency Medical Dispatch Grant Program.
Second.
All those in favor, Counselor
I'm sorry.
Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
Okay, and now we're gonna get Leslie.
Thank you for your time
Thank
tonight.
you very much.
Motion to take
Have
up
a
item
nice-
3?
Have a nice Thanksgiving. Okay. Is there a second for that?
Second.
Okay, Leslie, this is ordered that 155,000 as follows, from the sale of real estate to capital outlay buildings. Why don't, go ahead, Leslie, and let us know about this.
Hi, thank you. So this stems from the condition of 115 Newton Street. In October 19th, I believe it was, there was a fire in that building. It is city-owned. This building has been in a deteriorated condition for many years. I'm the third building commissioner that has tried to have this building demolished for safety reasons. But this building, since the fire happened in October, has just become extremely dangerous, to the point where I'm worried that the vagrants that are often living in and out of the building, that is impossible to be secured, are going to, possibly come to some kind of unfortunate situation and get hurt in that building, especially once the snow flies. So this building that we own as a city, it's our responsibility to make sure that we get this dangerous situation taken care of. So I have gone about and gotten estimates from local vendors that we have used in the past to get this building demolished. And the transfer you see before you tonight is to allow me to do that, go ahead and get that demolition ordered.
Okay, Counselor Givner has a question.
Just, can you repeat the address of the building or share the location?
It's 115 Newton Street?
115. She said 111. Okay,
115 Newton Street?
yeah.
Correct.
Thank you.
And Leslie, anticipating that we're going to pass this tonight and give you that transfer, how long will it take for the building to actually get demolished, if you know?
I would imagine it's going to happen within the next couple of weeks at the very most.
Okay. Counselor Sullivan?
Yeah, so Leslie, could you tell me, right now we're doing this from sale of real estate to capital outlay buildings, where we had previously a line item for the demolition of buildings that got zeroed out. We had a demolition supervisor, and I know he left, my point being, he left for a better paying job. As we get into thinking about our next fiscal year budget, right? To get back to having a demolition supervisor, right? And just as a for example, if someone with those qualifications was in the $60,000 range, right? $155,000 here. If the guy did only one building a year, right? We would be better off properly funding that post again. Am I reading something wrong here? We're going to get one building done. We've budgeted nothing for demolition, and now it's coming out of the sale of real estate. And it's going in as a capital outlay for buildings.
So this, this particular building, first of all, the demo supervisor position, yes, he did go to the DPW. That was an even transfer of salary, if I'm not mistaken. Mike Gallagher, who is here and has his hand up, can actually answer that question. But I believe that that was an even transfer of salary. The problem with the situation with the demo supervisor is that we didn't have any money to demolish all of the buildings that needed to be demolished. Regardless of whether or not we have a demo supervisor, that doesn't negate the amount of money that it takes to demo a building, even if we do have that position filled. It would cost the city approximately an outlay of about $30,000 to demolish a building of this sort, even with a demo supervisor. So it doesn't, just having that position filled doesn't mean that demoing buildings costs the city just that supervisor's salary.
I get it. I'm not putting you on the spot at all. I'm trying to get a thought process going for the mayor for the next go around in the budget.
Absolutely.
When you even if that position, forget why the person left, even if that position was funded at $75,000, just for argument's sake, and he needed $30,000 to get the job done, that's still $50,000 less than what we're spending right now on one building.
I completely agree.
That's the only point I want to make for, like I said, I'm not criticizing you or your department at all. I'm trying to make a point as we move into the next round of what the city really needs to do when everybody talks about the problem with blighted properties in the city.
I completely agree. I also have to add that the revolving fund that is generally used for demolitions, there's a cap on what I can use of $100,000. So there has to be choices made, and it would have been very difficult to get this building demolished until, once of course that position went away out of my department into the DPW. It was a difficult situation and timing. It was bad timing. But I do understand what you're saying, and yes, it would be a huge cost savings for us if we could fund that position again. We did not have someone that was able to take up that position right away after the person that left it. So, it was either that or I was able to get a clerk position. So I took the clerk position in light of the fact that there wasn't someone who was readily available right there to take that demo supervisor's position that was recently vacated. But I do agree with you, it would save the city a lot of money. But we also have to understand that city-owned properties can't be demolished out of the revolving fund. That is only for privately owned properties. So this particular property is a city-owned property, so we had to find city money. But I do agree with you.
Well, you answered my second question ahead of time about why it wasn't coming out of the revolving fund, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Okay, do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve the transfer?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Divine, yes. Givner?
Yes.
And Ocasio?
Yes.
Thank you, Leslie, for your patience, and have a nice
Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
You too, all of you.
Thank you.
And Mike from the DPW had his hand up. Mike, are you going to be talking about the War Memorial as well? Mike,
If,
are you going to be
if,
talking?
I can, I believe Laddie's here for it too.
That's
For the
fine.
custodian transfer.
Yes, that's why I'm asking you the question, if you're going to be talking about that as well.
Motion to take up item 1.
Second, okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, item number 1 is $5,000 as follows, from building custodian to repair and maintenance of building and grounds, $5,000, and that's going to the War Memorial, and Laddie, the director of the War Memorial, is here as well. So whoever wants to go first, Mike or Laddie?
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Mike, do you want to take the lead on this one, or I can go?
I think we're both probably gonna say the same thing, but I'll just mention the cleaning service has been, getting used over at the War Memorial. And the custodian that was at the War Memorial, he had numerous bouts of being out sick for a long term. And he has now recently resigned, and the position has been advertised now. The position's posted. So we anticipate shortly down the road, within the next month, being able to fill the position and get back to taking care of most of the issues in-house.
Laddie, you have anything to offer or add?
Thank you so much. That's a great explanation. And again, you know, the reason for the move is just to make sure that the maintenance is held up to par. With the number of guests that are coming in and the tenants' usage, it's really important that we don't let the building fall by the wayside or have any incidents where we're not keeping the building sanitized and cleaned appropriately. So it's vital to make sure that we keep the maintenance, regardless of if the position is filled or not, up to date and par, which is why we really want to request this shift to be at least able to hold us until the end of the end of the year, please.
Okay. Questions or concerns? Okay, do I hear a motion to accept?
Motion to approve the transfer?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner, yes. I'm sorry. And Counselor Ocasio?
Yes.
Okay, you're all set. And then we have, let's see,
Thank you.
Motion to take up item 11.
yeah, I'm assuming that's for the mayor, and I don't see him. So do you want to
Motion to table item 11.
table, and we'll take
Second.
up, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 12.
Motion to take up item 12.
Item 12 is from Marco Crescentini, Architecture EL, proposal for the chamber renovations. Will we take it off the table for discussion? And I'm going to go to Counselor Givner.
Sure.
Okay, she was handling most of this, so, or if not all of it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This looks like it's just an update. Everything we talked about as far as what we didn't want to see leaving the chambers and what we wanted to see stay is outlined in this packet. The main items, a couple pages in on the sketch, you can see that we're keeping this behind us. And it's basically a similar layout, just with the chambers will basically be getting a facelift.
Any idea when?
Well, originally it was planned for this summer, but we didn't make any decisions until well into the end of the summer. So I think they're trying to plan again for when city council is in like a recess. So it's my understanding that they will start the full architectural plans for this. These are just sketches. Also, the facelift will include painting. We also included as a big part of it the mural restoration, having AV equipment a little bit better situated so there's not as many wires hanging around. So that'll go through Holyoke Media, who's working with Architecture EL. So yeah, I think this is it's just an update for our information. I would make a motion to receive unless there's questions.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Counselor Sullivan?
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
And Counselor Ocasio? Okay.
Motion to take up item 13.
Okay, from the City of Health Benefit Meeting Minutes, September 8th, 2025. We're going to take it up, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure why it's there. I believe it was Counselor Jordan that wanted them to come in, and I don't see any of them in here. Jeffrey, were they notified at all?
You just asked me to put it on the agenda for the sake of receiving it. You didn't ask me to invite anybody.
All right, because that's, but that's the one from September.
Yeah.
Not the recent one that we just had. Isn't there two? Jeffrey?
I'm sorry?
This is the one from September 8th, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll accept a motion to receive.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So Counselor Sullivan,
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner?
Yes.
Counselor Ocasio, yes. Jeffrey, item number 11 is from the tax levy to crisis relief fund. Would that be the mayor, or I have, first of all, I want to acknowledge Meg McGrath Smith. I already said Israel Rivera was here. Counselor.
Yeah, he said he wasn't able to be in.
Okay, so we'll table that.
I'm not sure if he had arranged for somebody else to be here, but he wasn't able to be in.
Okay, first I heard of it, so, okay, so we've already made a motion to table that item. Counselor Sullivan,
Yes.
Counselor Devine, yes. Counselor Givner,
Yes.
and Counselor Ocasio.
Yes.
All right, is there any others that? I think that's it. Do I hear a motion to?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep, same to you, everybody.